Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. It's just past midnight. This is Monday morning, the 23rd, and I believe it's 12:24 a.m. and I couldn't sleep. I'm still thinking about the limited, span that life offers and the condition we find ourselves in today and the aspiration to see it change quickly requires that I, stress myself out. Don't seem to be doing any good, but there it is. What I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, I think as a social scientist, as one who has committed at least the past 40 years of my life to be obedient to the direction of the Spirit in regards to what I've been talking to you about for the past 40 years, and I can't change that. So I want to say the best thing that I can offer to us as a human race is that we consider certain facts. One fact is, did human beings create the earth? As far as we know, we would say they did not. Did the human beings create all that is the earth, that's in the earth, above the earth, on the earth, seen and unseen? Did we have anything to do with that? And I'm sure we would say that the answer to that is no. Now, did we have anything to do with the creation of man? I'm sure we would say no to that, even though we play a part in the continuation of humankind. We play a part in it, but initially that was set up by a power outside of ourselves. And if we ask, why would you do anything? Why would you paint a picture? It's an expression of your imagination. Now, you can take it out of your imagination, put it on the canvas, and share it with others. You can admire it, love it, sell it, whatever. Why would you tell a story? It's an expression of your innards, and you want to share it with some others that might just love it. So what you do is something that's already programmed in you. And so I would say that that's been part of the design as well. So the easiest and most simple thing that has taken me 2 minutes and 45 seconds to say is that since God created all things, then maybe we should let God run the show. And we just enjoy the ride. Let God run the show. And we enjoy the ride. See, ladies and gentlemen, when we think about our running the show, we have people like, we have evil. We have Satan. We have the devil. Now, what order they fall in, I don't know. But as far as I can see, they are one and the same. The devil, evil, and Satan are one. And anybody that follows in empowers them. So what I really see going on, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to human beings, we always have human beings outside of God. They're always trying to be number one. I am the best. I am the greatest. You heard those expressions before. My country is the greatest. My nation is the greatest. We are the best. All of these kinds of things, when there's basically separating an individual or a group from others, saying that, others are not so good. That's what it basically says. So when you got a person like Donald Trump, who's president of the United States, who comes on the scene, people think he's dumb, and he is, but he's smart as well. And really, he's pissed. And he's made a decision that this nation doesn't mean anything to him. This nation is a cancer. And he's pissed off with it. So he wants to take over this nation. He thinks he's smart enough to take over and control this nation. So what does he do? He knows himself. He knows white America. He's of the rich. He knows the conversation that rich people have. He knows the conversation that those corporate executives have. He knows that people consider people of color as second-class citizens. He knows some of them don't even consider them citizens at all. This is why Donald Trump was able to say the kinds of things that he said about people of color, the things that he said about nations that live in different parts of the world. He was able to say that because he knew that he did not stand alone. And by standing up, boldly expressing himself as the hundreds of thousands and millions perhaps who feel the same way he does would follow him. And so when he walked out on the scene, it's like everybody that's been bedding evil down inside of them, who hated trying to be decent, who hated trying to pretend like they were all right, they felt liberty. They felt so free. They stood up. Where has this man been? We don't care what he has done or what he's going to do. If he's going to take care of this hate that we have for others, this evilness that we have for others, then we are for it. And he can do no wrong unless he stops trying to take care of these. And he knows that. So he goes to polls the second time. He does all the stuff. They can't get rid of him for nothing. The people in the Congress, the church, all of them grab right hold of him. The right-wing conservative, the evangelicals, and they just say, we love him. And people who were rich, even people who ran against him, who talked about him so bad, were now licking his boots. Now, what was his thing? His thing with America is that he was tied up in money. Tied up in money, ladies and gentlemen. That's what moved him. That's what made him pissed. And so he got in trouble, because the law was basically set up to do what they're supposed to do. And he had been riding the state long enough, and feds, till they were getting tired of him. And so that's what made him mad enough to say, I'll go in the government and take over this thing. They're trying to destroy me, I'll destroy them. They think they bad, but I'm the baddest out here. It takes me, he said, to do it. I alone, he said, could do it. And he walked out there, ladies and gentlemen, with that passionate desire to have that kind of money and do the things that he wanted to do. And he was willing to do it. Now, he's caught up in a bind. And to save himself and that which is important to him, he is willing to destroy this nation. He's already divided it. He's already got his soldiers. All the evil people don't care about killing. They over there ready to make you slaves right now. They over there willing to take your land and claim it as theirs and kill you if you try to take it back. And in fact, they will call you a savage. They'll call you a savage for trying to take your land back. And they'll call you less than human for choosing not to be a slave. Now he comes up. He got all those evil with him. Those who are not ashamed of the evil, they'll follow him anywhere. They are United States senators. They are preachers. They are fundamentalists. They are politicians. They are people, your neighbors, your parents. And see, all of this, my friends, all of this was created. This was nothing that was real. This was created. Now, what I'm saying about Trump, what I'm saying about his followers, what I'm saying about the devil, what I'm saying about Satan, and what I'm saying about the evil is absolutely true. But I don't want anybody to think that I'm just landing that on them and forgetting about you. No, I'm not forgetting about the rest of us. You see, we, in this state right now, in this position, we consider ourselves the lesser. We know we're not righteous. We know we're no good. We know that even us got people out here with sleeping in the snow with no homes. We got people out here right now, all of us that's remaining, got people out here that don't have jobs or houses or ability to access schools and healthcare. So we got people all around us like that. So we're not trying to say we are anything fantastic. We just consider ourselves the lesser of two evils. So either way you go with Trump, you got big evil. You go with the Democrats, you got little evil. And apparently that seems to be satisfying to most of you. And I can understand that, because you really don't know anything other than that. What would you know? Who would have told you The people that have told you about God are Republicans and Democrats. So they are no different than you. And the ones who really stood up and made some changes were killed. They were killed by the evil ones who were pissed off because they considered them as being evil, for being good. That's how messed up we are. That's how messed up we really are. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to talk any longer, because as messed up as we are, and as easy as it can be to understand, we, for the crazy idea that we want to live forever, will not correct this thing. Because we know as we stand up for righteousness, evil is willing to kill us. And you have to be truly connected to righteousness to be ready to give your life for it. You see, in this Bible, they tell you about by the Crusades. They tell you about people after Jesus Christ had talked about it, and people out there talking about what Jesus was talking about. They were saying, "Hey, they talk about heaven. Ain't nobody trying to follow Rome, follow Caesar." They weren't thinking about it, so they easily gave up their lives. So they made some compromises to say you ain't got to die. And those people who wasn't really wanting to die, they were glad to jump on that bandwagon. Now we can go to church and serve God, and we ain't got to die. We ain't got to hang. But see, you don't stand for nothing. You don't stand for nothing. Nothing. And that satisfies you. Why? Because you don't know any better. It has become normal now for you to do nothing. It has become normal for you now not to represent heaven on earth. It has become normal for you now to consider yourself as a representative of God, to champion whoever the president is. It has become normal for you now to not know the difference between the truth and a lie. It has become normal for you now to be a hypocrite and a bigot. It has become normal. So when somebody comes to you and tell you that God made the world, he's the father of all human race, and he made this earth for whatever his purpose is, but while we're on it to live here, we are made for a purpose, and one of the main purposes is to survive. So we got duties and responsibilities to apply ourselves and engage in the process of creating that which is necessary for us to survive. And we're blessed because that role that we play is a gift that somebody gave us, because it gives us our greatest joy when we apply ourselves. And by so doing, we create enough abundance and enough goods that no human being would have to suffer, at least for these things. Now, that's without lying, cheating, stealing, or killing, without prejudice, racism, bigotry, none of this stuff. No, that seemed a simple choice to me. I know we don't know anything about it, but if you wanted it, you can change it the moment you decide to make up your mind and say, I'm through serving evil. I'm through turning my back on those who need my help. Because I don't want nobody turning their back on me. Say that and mean it. I guarantee you it'll stop tonight. And you ain't going to be dead. Talk to you later, ladies and gentlemen.